Any of you all have junk laying around? Right? We do that, right? We have stuff that we collect, that we hold on to, that we keep, that we think, I'm going to need this someday. Better hold on to it because, well, I don't know. You never know. In fact, I'm willing to bet that I'm not the only one that has one of these laying around your house. Anybody else got a drawer filled with that stuff that you'll probably need? I mean, anybody need a charging cable or anything? It's plugged in. Does that? Nina? No, you're good? Okay. Scissors, those are important. Instructions for an air fryer. I don't even have this air fryer anymore. But you might want those, so you better keep them. Compost bags? Anybody? Again, I don't have this anymore, but I've still got the bags. We've got some pink paint. Ketchup packets. I don't eat a lot of ketchup at home, so you never know when the children might want ketchup. This is really cool because you know these command strip things. Now, this became empty a long time ago, but the reason you want to keep this box right here is because it's got a level on the bottom. You don't want to throw that away. So you better hold on to that in that drawer. Oh, man. All sorts of fun stuff we have in here. Oh, look. Scented things, a loose battery. May still work. I don't know. Oh. A jar filled with the time that that boss told me I wasn't good enough. Well, I better hold on to that. Oh, this one. This is really good. You know what this is? Well, yes, but we're going to pretend. These are the tears that we cried when our relationship ended. We'll stick those in the junk drawer. Because you better hold on to that, right? We can't. Really glad that didn't break. Would have smelled like campfire and fall in here forever. All of that stuff that we toss in that junk drawer, and we just hold on to it. The stuff we don't need anymore. But there it sits, ready for you to pick up and carry it with you wherever you need it. Folks, do you have stuff in your junk drawers you're ready to get rid of? You're ready to let go, you're ready to drop, you're ready to just toss it away? You see, we're in the middle of the season for peace, for nonviolence. And a lot of times when we hit that season, we talk about how important it is to treat the world with peace, to treat the world with nonviolence, to see the people around us peacefully, and to see them as one of us, right? All of that's true. But you know who we often forget is a part of being treated with peace and nonviolence and kindness? Us. We do it to ourselves. We talk down to ourselves. We replay the negative experiences we've had in our lives. We replay the past. We think about what we could have done differently, how we could have handled it differently. And we begin treating ourselves violently and talking to ourselves violently. This is a process we can move past. It's something we can go through, but it is a process that we have to move through. And it's not fun. Over the course of the last year, right about this time last year, I watched my marriage end. I watched the house that I thought we were going to live in forever be put up for sale. I cleaned out the house with help. I was forced into finding another job because I needed more income. I had to go be an adult. Nobody wants to be an adult. I give it 0 stars. Do not recommend adulting. Stay a child as long as you can. Growing up is a trap. But I was forced to go find a wonderful job with wonderful people, developing courses, classes for the Catholic Church and for companies. Moved into a new place, got a nice new junk drawer. And throughout all of it, it was almost as if the good Lord had taken a grenade, like a holy hand grenade, and just lobbed it right into the middle of everything. And yet when I look back, do you know what I think about? What I've started to think about now is, gosh, couldn't I have treated myself with just a little bit more kindness? I wish I hadn't been so mean when I was talking to myself about how I could have handled things differently with Sarah. I wish I hadn't been so mean when I was going through cleaning stuff out, and I just allowed myself to just feel as I was throwing away stuff. I wish I could have just dropped it. Here's the thing. You can't. You can't just drop it. And how cavalier is that to look at somebody when they're going through something and be like, no, it's cool, just drop it. You let it go, it's fine. So there's a step, there's a process that we're going through. This is a forgiveness process that you're working through, just like anything else. So often when we talk about forgiveness, we focus on, well, we're going to forgive somebody else, and then, oh yeah, also forgive yourself. I know, maybe. It's the jacket, is it? Oh, man. I carefully coordinated this entire outfit to work for this, but fine. No, I don't know. All right. So, it is a forgiveness process that we're going through. This time that process is focused on forgiving yourself. But the first thing that I'm going to encourage each and every one of us to do is to take the time to feel what happened. Feel your emotions. It hurts. Reverend Robert Brummett, many of you might know Reverend Robert. When I was in ministerial school, we called him Yoda because we felt he was so wise. He was Yoda. And he would tell us, if you get punched, it hurts. If somebody walks up to you and hits you, that hurts. And you don't just brush it off and be like, oh, it's okay, I'm going to go forgive. Now that didn't hurt. Take the time, feel the hurt. When something has happened to you, you're not unladen from being hurt. You're not rejoicing and running around. It hurts. That emotional hurt hurts. Feel that. This is not a go drink some elderberry tea and you're fine. Take the opportunity and feel the hurt. But don't stay there. And that's where we get stuck. We want to stay there. We get comfortable there. You're not meant to stay in the hurt. You're not meant to stay there if you've, I don't know why boxing came in my head because I'm not a boxing fan. I've snuck into one boxing match once. But if you've ever seen Rocky, he doesn't just stand there. He gets hit, and then he moves forward. You feel it, but then you move forward. So the first step in this process is take the time to feel what you're feeling. There's no timeline for this. This is not you'll be done in 3 to 6 weeks. 2 if you've been vaccinated. Too soon? Okay. It takes the time that it takes. But you have to take that time. Because otherwise, what do? We're just kind of like shoving it down, waiting for the next thing to pull it back up. So take the time, feel, and then it's time to start moving towards the healing stage. Then it's time to start moving past the keeping it in your junk drawer and going through and going, you know what? I don't need that. I don't really need the car window crack thing that's been in there. I don't need the shame. I don't need the guilt. I don't need the worry. I can drop it. I can let it go. I can leave it behind. I'm saying drop it a lot in my house now. I just adopted he's 9 months old now, 9-month-old black lab hound mix. We'll see. The DNA I sent the DNA away, and I think it's one of those things where they just kind of look at it and go, oh, no, it's a hound mix. So we'll see what exactly Sandy is. But this idea of drop it, in a very real sense, has been going through our house for months now. As I walk by him, I go, Sandy, drop it. Sandy, drop it. Sandy, drop it. And you know what? He is just like us. Because there are times where he's like, yep, nope, okay, good, got it, drop it. And then there are times where he goes, can't hear you. Nope, not going to do it. How often do we do that? How often do we walk into a room that we're triggered by that pain that we were feeling before, and we walk in and go, yeah, I see you, but if I just put my head down, I can ignore it and keep moving on. We don't want to leave it behind. We don't want to let it go. Because, friends, this work of letting go, of releasing, of moving forward, moving past the things that had hurt us, this dropping it, the leaving, the letting go of it, it's hard. It hurts. And I have really good news for you. You don't have to do it alone. You have an entire community of people that are here to support you. People that support you in ways that you don't even know about. Yeah, there are formal ways. We have prayer chaplains that will hold this in prayer. We're on the grounds with Silent Unity. Prayer is all around us. Yes, we have all of that, but you know what else we have? We have people in this community that will find out that you're going through stuff, and they will mail you cards just to say we're thinking of you. We have people in this community that will reach out with phone calls, text messages, without even knowing the entirety of what's going on. I know, I experienced it. And I've watched it happen with other people. It is so easy to think when you're in the midst of feeling that hurt that you're alone. You are not alone. Yes, you have the divine presence of God with you always. We know that's true from a spiritual perspective. But you know what? There were times over the course of this last year that the good Lord and I were not friends. And there were times over the course of this last year that, quite frankly, God had some explaining to do. And I wasn't interested in hearing it. Am I the only one that has ever felt like God needs to come down here and explain himself, herself, itself? whatever it wants to manifest as. There are times where you just don't feel like getting into that prayer space. But you know who does? Our prayer chaplains. Rev Aaron, prayer associates at Silent Unity. Any one of the volunteers and people standing around this room. If you're in this room and you're willing to just lovingly support somebody in this community and holding on to and moving through their hurt, would you just raise your hand? You're not alone. It feels like you're alone. That's the illusion. You're not alone. The truth is that you are supported. The truth is that you are whole, you are perfect, exactly as you are. You got knocked down. We all get knocked down. Take the time to feel what happened. That's important. But it's also important you don't take the time to feel it, wrap it up in a cute little bow and go stick it in your junk drawer and leave it there to pull it out for the next time. It's time to drop it. And if it helps to picture me in your head walking around behind you going, Nina, drop it. Drop it. Linda, drop it. Come on, drop it, Linda. Come on. No, I see. Do it. If it also helps you to pretend you're Sandy and just go, no, don't hear you. He likes those little spiked sweet gum ball. They're like his favorite. I don't know. Dogs are weird. Anyway, know when it's time to drop it. Know when it's time to let it go. This is not something to rush into. So often when we talk about forgiveness, whether it's ourselves or others, we want to jump from like, we've felt the hurt, we've felt the pain, now we're done. No, it's steps, they're processes that we're going through. Take the time to feel it. Otherwise you short yourself and you end up with it in the junk drawer. But then when you're ready, know that it's time to drop it. It's time to leave it. It's time to let it go. It's time to move on. It's time to continue your story. You can honor what happened. Don't forget. But you don't need to have it in the drawer in your kitchen ready to pull out the next time something comes out. Because you've forgiven yourself. And that's how we are able to move forward with growth in our life. So let's take that opportunity together just to move into a time of meditation, a time of prayer, a time of centering ourselves right here, right now, right where we are. There may be something that we're ready to move on from, to drop, to leave, to let go of. We may be in the midst of feeling that hurt. Whatever it is, let's take the opportunity right now to connect with the power, the presence of Spirit. To shine its light within ourselves. And so as we breathe into this moment, we feel and know the light, the love, the peace of Spirit as an active presence here with us, within us, guiding and directing us. And so we just breathe into that presence. taking this time to allow it to guide and direct our experience this day, to guide and direct our experience of this sacred moment. And as we sit in this divine time, we allow a thought to bubble up to the surface. It could be something that's been there for a long time that we're ready to release. It could be something new in this moment, but for right now, we simply take this opportunity to notice it, to acknowledge it, and to feel it. And as we take the time to feel whatever might be in our hearts, we use this opportunity to serve as a reminder that this divine light, this divine love, this divine presence within us is here, is active. And so we allow that divine light, that divine presence, to shine its light on whatever may have popped up in our minds. We allow Spirit to do its work within us. As we allow Spirit's light of peace to unfold in our lives and in this moment, as we rest in the silence. And ever so gently, we allow ourselves to be drawn back to this time, to this place, knowing that the work of Spirit continues on within us. And that as we allow Spirit to continue to guide, to direct us, our hearts continue to grow lighter. As we forgive ourselves for the ways we've spoken to ourselves, the things we've done to treat ourselves less than whole. For in this moment, we know that we are the perfect expression of the light and love of Spirit. And for that, we are grateful. And so it is.